Welcome to English Practice Every Day. In today's preposition practice video, we will understand how the preposition behind is used in various contexts to indicate position, cause, support, and other relationships between things in a sentence. After practicing, we will read out loud a short story that uses the preposition behind in various contexts, conveying different meanings. Let's start. Please speak out loud with me as we practice. 1. Preposition behind indicating position is used to describe something that is at the back of another thing. Preposition behind is used to describe something that is at the back of another thing. The cat is behind the curtain. The cat is behind the curtain. The house is behind the park. The house is behind the park. Joe is standing behind me in the line. Joe is standing behind me in the line. Tom parked his car behind the building. Tom parked his car behind the building. 2. Preposition behind indicating movement to a position is used to describe moving to a position at the back of something. Preposition behind is used to describe moving to a position at the back of something. The dog ran behind the sofa. The dog ran behind the sofa. The child hid behind the door. The child hid behind the door. The ball rolled behind the fence. The ball rolled behind the fence. The thief escaped and disappeared behind the alleyway. The thief escaped and disappeared behind the alleyway. 3. Preposition behind indicating cause or reason is used to refer to the reason for something happening. Preposition behind is used to refer to the reason for something happening. Stress is often behind poor health. Stress is often behind poor health. There was a story behind her smile. There was a story behind her smile. Mark's hard work is behind his success. Mark's hard work is behind his success. What's the reason behind your decision? What's the reason behind your decision? 4. Preposition behind indicating support is used to describe giving support to someone or something. Preposition behind is used to describe giving support to someone or something. The whole team is behind their leader. The whole team is behind their leader. The audience is behind the actor's success. The audience is behind the actor's success. The fans are behind the team, cheering them on. The fans are behind the team, cheering them on. The citizens are behind the new government policy. The citizens are behind the new government policy. 5. Preposition behind indicating responsibility is used to indicate someone responsible for an action. Preposition behind is used to indicate someone responsible for an action. Who is behind this creative idea? Who is behind this creative idea? The prank was behind all the chaos. The prank was behind all the chaos. We discovered the person behind the crime. We discovered the person behind the crime. The manager is behind the company's success. The manager is behind the company's success. 6. Preposition behind indicating delay or lag is used to describe being late or not keeping up with schedule. Preposition behind is used to describe being late or not keeping up with schedule. The project is behind schedule. The project is behind schedule. The train was behind its usual time. The train was behind its usual time. Tom's work is behind the expected timeline, and I am concerned. Tom's work is behind the expected timeline, and I am concerned. Your payment is behind the due date, so a late fee will be applied. Your payment is behind the due date, so a late fee will be applied. 7. Preposition behind indicating ranking or status is used to describe someone or something in a lower rank or position. Preposition behind is used to describe someone or something in a lower rank or position. Jack finished the race behind Sam. Jack finished the race behind Sam. John's score is behind the class average. John's score is behind the class average. Leo came in second, just behind the champion. Leo came in second, just behind the champion. The company ranks behind its competitors in sales. The company ranks behind its competitors in sales. 8. Preposition behind indicating in the past is used to describe that something is not likely to occur again. Preposition behind is used to describe that something is not likely to occur again. All of his childhood struggles are behind him. All of his childhood struggles are behind him. The worst part of the project is behind us now. The worst part of the project is behind us now. After the breakup, all the pain is finally behind her. After the breakup, all the pain is finally behind her. The storm is behind us and the sky is clear again. The storm is behind us and the sky is clear again. 9. Preposition behind indicating after one has passed through is used to describe a door, a gate, a window, or a similar boundary, etc. Preposition behind is used to describe a door, a gate, a window, or a similar boundary, etc. Mary bolted the door behind her. Mary bolted the door behind her. Please close the gate behind you. Please close the gate behind you. After the meeting, we closed the blinds behind us. After the meeting, we closed the blinds behind us. Leo left the house and locked the door behind him. Leo left the house and locked the door behind him. 10. Preposition behind indicating remaining is used to show something remaining after one has departed. Preposition behind is used to show something remaining after one has departed. Someone has left an umbrella behind him. Someone has left an umbrella behind him. We found a bag of groceries left behind at the store. We found a bag of groceries left behind at the store. The children left their toys behind after playing in the yard. The children left their toys behind after playing in the yard. Though Mark Twain is dead, he still lives in the works he has left behind him. Though Mark Twain is dead, he still lives in the works he has left behind him. That's the end of our practice. Let's now read out loud a short story that uses behind in various contexts. Title of the story: The Secret Behind the Mansion. On the outskirts of town stood the old mansion, its stone walls weathered by time. People often spoke about the house with mixed emotions, some curious, some fearful. Lena had always been drawn to its mysteries. One afternoon, she decided to finally explore the mansion, which had been standing behind the forest for as long as she could remember. As she approached the front gate, Lena noticed something strange. A small figure seemed to be lurking behind the overgrown bushes near the front door. She hesitated for a moment before walking toward the entrance. The door creaked as she pushed it open, revealing the grand foyer that had been untouched for years. "Come in." A voice called from behind a dusty curtain. Lena turned to see a tall, elderly woman who appeared to have been waiting for her. "My name is Mrs. Winthrop," she said, leading Lena into the mansion. "This house has a lot of history behind it. In fact, many secrets are hidden behind these walls. But I suppose that's why you're here, isn't it?" Lena nodded, eager to learn more. Mrs. Winthrop explained that the mansion had once been a grand place of social gatherings, but over time it fell into disrepair. "The family who built this place is behind the mansion's legacy," she said. "Their stories still linger, even though they've long since passed." They walked down a dim hallway, where Mrs. Winthrop pointed to several portraits hanging on the walls. "My great-grandfather is in that picture. He built the mansion, and many of the ideas behind its design were his. He wanted the house to be a symbol of status, but things changed. The house has fallen behind the times." Lena asked her if she knew who was behind the mansion's decline. "Some say the financial troubles were behind the downfall," Mrs. Winthrop said with a sigh. "But there's more. The last owners disappeared mysteriously, and I've spent years trying to uncover the truth. All the evidence is hidden behind these doors." Curious, Lena followed her deeper into the mansion. They came across an old library where books were stacked high. "This is where my ancestors left their knowledge behind," Mrs. Winthrop said, running her hand along a shelf of leather-bound volumes. "Some of these books may contain clues about what really happened here." As they moved from room to room, Lena realized the mansion was in desperate need of repair. "Everything's always behind schedule," Mrs. Winthrop muttered. "I've been trying to restore it for years, but there's always something left to fix." They ventured into a room with a grand piano, its keys yellowed with age. "This piano once played beautiful music," Mrs. Winthrop continued. "But it's all behind us now, just like the family that lived here." Lena felt the weight of history pressing down on her. As they passed through the garden, Mrs. Winthrop stopped and pointed toward a patch of flowers. "My family planted these long ago, but they were left behind when they moved on." The air grew cooler as they stepped further into the mansion. "I've always wondered what's really behind all of this," Lena said, staring out a window at the now abandoned estate. "Why do you continue to live here?" Mrs. Winthrop smiled. "Because even though the mansion's past is behind us, its story is not over. The house still holds something valuable, something behind its faded walls." As Lena prepared to leave, Mrs. Winthrop handed her an old photograph. "This is a reminder of what was left behind," she said. "But I believe there's still hope. Maybe one day you'll be the one who uncovers the truth." Lena took the photograph, looking back at the mansion one last time. "I'll be back," she promised. "There's so much more to discover, and I don't want to leave anything behind." With that, she walked away, knowing the mansion's history would always be behind her, but its mystery was far from solved. End of story. Please continue practicing accurate use of the preposition behind in your daily life. In our next video, we will pick up another preposition to learn and master. Bye for now.